Hello, I'm Erinn Tucker, coming to you from the LG Digital Studio at Georgetown University School of Continuing Studies. In focus today, hotel development and job creation. I'm joined by Brian Friedman, founder of Friedman Capital and faculty member. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you. This is really cool to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Brian, when we're talking about and looking at the trends of hotel lifestyle development in a mixed-use development space, describe to us about that.
Well, the most important thing with mixed-use development is creating a place where people can work, live, that's staying residential, and play. So you got to really mix the uses. And hotel is a key component of it. I tell everyone the hotel can become the melting pot, from the youth, to the elders, to the globetrotters, to the locals. So the whole idea with a hotel is let's make it the place, not just where people are going to stay, not just the place where people are going to eat, not just the place where people are going to have their meetings, not just going to be their gym, not just going to be their spa, okay? It's going to be the place where everyone goes and feels comfortable at, because it's going to be the center of the development, because there's going to be an office building, there's going to be a residential building. That's where I really see it going, and that gives you the ability to create as many jobs as possible, because if you have a successful hotel, you can have an office that can feed the hotel. See, a big thing that people don't understand with why do we need to go to hotels? We go to hotels on vacations. We go to hotels to travel, to learn, to tour. But what makes hotels the most money is meetings. So if you have meetings, you're putting heads in beds, you're having meeting rooms, you're filling those meeting rooms. What are they doing in those meeting rooms? They're drinking some bottles of water, they're having some coffee, maybe they're having a drink afterwards. That's all feeding it. And meetings, they happen, and then a new meeting can come in the next day.
Sure.
So it's very, very, very powerful.
Wow, wow. What is your approach then to hotel development as a job creator?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very important to celebrate the neighborhood and understand the neighborhood. Sure. And to do that, you have to figure out what the acute needs are of the neighborhood. So if job creation is what you're trying to be focused on, let's create a hotel that can create as many jobs as possible. To do that, you've got to mix as many of the uses as possible. So it's not just housekeeping or chefs. It's the gym. It's the trainers in the gym. It's the spa, it's the reading rooms, it's the technology that's involved. We want to have hotels that have a lot of technology in them, so people can be doing what we're doing there today. We can have radio stations like we put in our property in Adams Morgan. This is another aspect, is mixing the use and bringing other people in. So we're not just creating 3 or 4 job uses. We have multiple job uses that can come and get involved. And it gives the employee that comes into the hotel the ability to grow. The 18-year-old comes in as a valet parker, can be focused on learning and going to school and continuing their studies, and next thing you know, they can be in the accounting department. They can become the CFO of the property. If they're interested in technology, they can be the chief technology guy within that one property itself.
Wow, wow. You have so much knowledge in hotel development. How do you take that knowledge and bring it over into the classroom, and what's really your teaching philosophy?
So you have to know your audience, and that's what I first teach the kids. I have to understand what they want to be, what they want to learn, what they want to hear about. And then let's celebrate that and really get into it. And to do it, I do it through case study. I do it by example. I lead by example. So if people are interested in hotels, I try to get them into my hotels. If they're interested in apartment development, I try to get them into my apartment building so they can understand what we're doing, what the trends are doing, and why we're doing them. So I kind of start off by interviewing the students to understand what they want to get out of their experience. And then I like to make it real world. And most of the time, the kids, they want to do deals. So we end up talking about deals, and we end up doing deals and figuring out deals and what makes one deal successful versus making one deal a bad deal. So I actually push them to bring me deals. I push them to read other things so they can bring that knowledge into the classroom. And I think it's really important for kids to understand, for students to understand, for adults, for everyone to understand, you can never stop learning. You can never stop growing, because the world is constantly changing.
Right.
And so one of my big focuses, why I'm so focused on hotels, is I'm very worried about this world where we're going to have lots of robots, and lots of robots replacing jobs. So if you are not able to grow, you're not going to be, you can be replaced by a robot. But the reality is, if you are able to grow, you're even going to make more money in the robotic world, because artificial intelligence is going to give you the ability to add so much more value to your customer. So for me, when I'm creating developments that are celebrating the neighborhood, but at the same time, they have to be timeless. They need to be there forever. They need to be able to adapt.
Great, great. So with that then, what advice do you have for job seekers who want to come into really this industry?
Okay. Create a specialty. Create your angle with, if you want to get into hotels, create your angle. What is that going to be? Are you going to be in design? Are you going to be in accounting? Are you going to be in operations? Really be clear on what you want to do. And then in that, become the best at that. So if you want to be the operations guy, understand what an operation guy really needs to do, because that might not be exciting for you. You might find out that what's really exciting for you is being on the food and beverage side, right? Where the food and beverage guy, once he got in and did it, was like, I don't want to be in a restaurant and a bar every day to make it successful. And when it also goes to PR and marketing, these are all aspects of making a great hotel. And social media, you got to know what you really want to be. So look at those people that are working in those fields. Go see what they're doing in the field and determine, do I want to be that person or not? And if you want to be that person, then you have to join them. It might start with an internship. It might just start with a phone call, but really getting to learn and grow to them. And so that's what I push my students to do. I say, leverage me. I know all these people. I have relationships with all these people. I can open the doors for you to at least get in there to talk to them, to get to know them, get to understand, is this what I really want to be when I grow up? So that way, you're making the best out of your education. You're educating yourself for that job, for something that will inspire you and wake you up in the morning.
Great. Thank you very much. Brian, thank you for sharing your insights, your knowledge, your passion for this industry. And thanks to everyone out there for watching. Stay tuned for more from the LG Digital Studio at Georgetown SCS.